everybody's Thanksgiving? Good. Anyone still like sort of in a food coma from Thanksgiving? Because I am. I had like 2 Thanksgiving meals, but it was great. I don't regret any of it. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jaicee, and I'm really excited I get to speak to you guys on the first week of TikTok till Christmas. Get it? It's a funny play on words. So the funny thing is, a couple months ago, when we sat down to like discuss like this series, Ben goes, "Oh, let's do a series called TikTok." And when he said it, I thought he meant like the song from Kesha. And I spent the whole meeting, I was like, "Ben, that's not even relevant anymore. Like, why are we going to do a whole series about that? I don't understand." And then he was like, "No, like the app." And I was like, "I guess that makes a lot more sense." And when TikTok first came out, I didn't download it because I wanted to be like too cool for TikTok. So I was like, "Nah, like I'm too old for that. I don't need that." And then, Eduardo, And then I came to my senses and I downloaded it, and that's so funny. There's the funniest things on TikTok. And for some reason right now, Arizona's trending on TikTok. And I don't understand why, because there's nothing cool about Arizona. Like, the coolest thing right now about Arizona is that we're trending on TikTok, apparently. But besides that, I could probably talk about that all day. But I'm up here to talk about something a little bit different. And when I was told that I was speaking this week, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to talk about. You guys ever, like, have to write an essay and you like have the topic, but you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna say about the topic, and you just sit there like staring at a blank screen for like 3 hours? That's kind of how I was. And then I was driving one day, and I'm gonna be real with you guys, I was driving crying, and it was probably really dangerous, and I was like swerving just a little bit, and this idea popped into my brain. So if it's good, Holy Spirit. If it's not, then I'm sorry, but it's all from me. But I want you guys, have you guys got notes yet? No? All right, everyone pull out your phone. I trust you. Pull out your phone. Open up your notes. I want you guys to write down our main idea for the message. We're going to open up with the main idea, and then we're going to kind of jump a little bit into it. So our main idea is generosity is easy when life is easy, but when life gets tough, give it to God. Eduardo, you're speaking it into your phone, and it's kind of funny. I was like, why do I have an echo right now? Generosity is easy when life is easy, but when life gets hard, give it to God. I'm going to share a little story. It's kind of a little funny, and then it kind of explains a little bit by what I mean by that. So a couple weeks ago, I was at Chick-fil-A with my friend Becca, because Chick-fil-A is the best, and it's sad that it's closed on Sundays, but it's okay. And I ordered, half the room just saying Kanye. I ordered those caramel coffees. Have any of you guys ever had that like frozen caramel coffee from Chick-fil-A? Because it's literally the best thing ever. So the lady brings it out before my food, and I take a sip, and then Becca goes, "Oh, can I have a sip?" And in my brain, I'm like, no, this is the only one I have. Like, I want it all to myself. But I was a nice person. I let her have a sip. So then the lady brings out my food, but it's a different lady, and she brings out another coffee because she didn't realize we already had it. So now I had 2, and I was generous because I had more than I had, so I gave it to Becca because I'm a good person, right? But it was only because I had a lot, right? I had 2. I didn't need to drink 2. I probably would have been bouncing off the walls if I drank 2. So I gave her 1. But when I only had the 1, I didn't want to share it, right? Because when we have a little bit, we don't like to give that away. So there's 3 areas in our lives I kind of want to talk about this specifically in. We're going to talk about it in money, in time, and with our life path. So for money, maybe you are the type of person that when you have a lot of money, I know for me, when I first get my paycheck, I'm like, girl, I'll buy you a coffee, and I'll buy you a coffee, and then I end up like 4 days till my next paycheck, and I have $20, and I'm like, how am I going to put gas in my car? Because I was giving it all away, and then I could be nice, but I'm like, I don't even know if I have enough, and then I don't want to be generous with it because I don't have a lot of it. And maybe that's you, and you're like, I don't have a lot of money in my life right now, so why would I give it to God? Why would I be generous with other people and give them my money? Why would I help somebody else out if I don't even know if I have enough for me? Or maybe that's your time, and you're so busy in life because high school is so busy. You guys have all your sports and your clubs, and you have to find time to have a life, and you guys are just so busy. And within that, you're like, how am I going to go serve somebody else if I don't even have enough time for myself? How am I going to wake up on Sunday morning to come serve when I have homework I have to do that I've had since Monday, but I waited until Sunday to do it. That's all of you guys. I used to do that too. But we're so busy that we don't want to give away our time. Or maybe for you, and I know for me this is the hardest one, is it's hard to give our full trust to God in our life path when we're a little confused about what's going on. And we don't even know what's going to happen next, so we're trying to figure it all out ourselves. We're like, I know I could trust God with this, but like, I didn't get accepted to the college I wanted to go to, so now I just got to take grip of my life and figure it out myself. And you try and just hold on to everything you can, and you don't want to trust him because you think you can do it yourself. There's all these different things in your life, and there's many more than what I talked about with when it gets harder, we don't like to give it away. We want to hold on tight and see if we can control it ourselves. And I want to read this story in the Bible, and it comes out of this book called Mark, and Mark is one of Jesus' disciples. And it kind of does a little bit better of a job of telling the story than I do. And so basically, let me paint this scene for you. So all these people are celebrating, and they're all excited, and they're all happy, and then they're all getting ready to give their tithes and their offerings to the temple. And what a tithe and offering is just giving part of your money back to God and showing them that you trust him with your money. And so there's these people that have a lot of money, and they're getting ready to go give their tithes, and they grab their little bucket of their money, and they start walking over, and they're making sure everybody's watching them because they have all this money, and they're like, look at me, I'm so cool. And they go and they say, look everybody, I just gave so much money, but they're like, no, that's not enough. And it says that they played trumpets. They made a big scene of it because they had all this money that they're like, guys, watch this. I'm going to give so much money to Jesus. And they made this big scene of it because it was easy. They gave a lot because they had a lot. And the story continues on of this woman who has 2 coins. All she had was 2 coins. Because this woman was a widow, and back then, widows didn't have a lot. Because when your husband dies, in that time, you got nothing. Women didn't get to work back then. They didn't have much say in anything. She was a widow, and she had nothing. And she walks up to the bucket with her 2 coins, and she drops them in the bucket. And then Jesus says, he pulls his disciples close, and I want to read you the verse. It's from Mark, and it'll be up on your screens. And if you guys want to write it down in your notes, it's Mark 12:43 and 44. And it says, calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, truly I tell you, the poor widow has put more in the treasury than all others. But when you look at what she actually did, she definitely didn't put more. See, those other people probably put in thousands of dollars. And what she dropped in was less than a penny. See, because Jesus didn't care about the amount they dropped in. Jesus cared about the heart of why they dropped in their money. Because this girl had nothing, and she gave everything. She said, I don't know where my next meal is going to come from. I don't know if I have enough time in my day to figure out what I need to do. I don't know where my life is going to go tomorrow, but I'm giving it all to you. And maybe some of you are like that. Maybe you don't know if you're going to be able to have gas in your car to get you to school next week. You don't know if your parents are going to have enough money to feed you tomorrow. And you're scared about the money that you have. Maybe for you this week, that means trusting God with your money and giving back to him. There's this verse in Malachi that says, test me. God says, test me and watch me not open up the floodgates of heavens with blessings so much you can't store them. He says, test me with your money because I will bless you. Now, he's not saying, give me 10% and tomorrow you're going to find $1 billion. Because if that's what I meant, that'd be pretty awesome. And if you do, find me, because I would like a little bit of that. But he's saying, test me. Watch me relieve your stress of if you have enough money. Watch me show up in ways where you're like, how did that even happen? How did my money last all week? I don't understand. Because he's showing up and he's blessing you with your money because you trusted in him. Or maybe that's your time. That you're right now, you're like, I don't even have time to sleep. I'm go, go, go all the time. Maybe that's stopping in the morning and giving your 5 minutes to him. Just waking up, reading a devotion in the morning, and stopping and saying, I'm giving my time to you first. Or maybe that's clearing up your Sunday mornings and coming and serving in all of the different areas that we have here at church. Whatever that is for you, maybe that's during this holiday season of cooking Christmas dinner for your parents so they can sit down. Or showing up all of these different events that we have that you just get to give your time back to other people and blessing them. Because Jesus says that there's this commandment to love one another as he loved them. The greatest love is to die for one's friend. He's not asking us to die for one another because he already did that. The greatest love was already demonstrated because Jesus died for us. And so he's saying, bless them as I have blessed you. Give your life to them as I have given mine to you. Go out of your way to show them my love by blessing them with your time. Or maybe for you, it's just trusting God fully with your life. And you have a hard time doing that because you want to control everything. This past year, I wanted to do that. I was going through something where I was like, all right, God, I don't want this. I got this. And I tried to take control of what was happening. And it just ended up with me getting more hurt than I needed to be. Because I tried to take control. Because I didn't just say, all right, God, take it. I didn't fully trust him in that situation. Until it got to the point where all I could do was trust him. And I told God, you know what? I'm mad. I'm not okay with this. Because when you're fully honest with God about what's going on, that's when you can fully depend on him. And you can fully just give it all to him because he wants to take it from you. He wants you to give him your struggles and your hardships and let him take control and show you that his way is so much better and greater than what you think you can be doing. Trusting him with your life is one of the best things that you think could ever experience. And if you're sitting here and there's something else that has been popping up into your brain this whole message, and that's the thing that you're struggling giving fully to God. I don't know what it is. The person sitting next to you probably doesn't. But if it's popping up into your brain, it's there for a reason. And it's because God is saying, I want you this week to trust me in that. Give that fully to me. And that's your challenge for this week is generously give your life to God. Generously with everything you have, just say, I'm going to trust you with my money. I'm going to trust you with my time. Or I'm going to trust you with my life. To be like the widow in the story and just drop everything you have in that bucket for God. Because he wants to take it and to show you all these blessings and to help you walk through life. And if you're here and maybe you've never even accepted God, and that's your step of just fully giving your life to him today. Because you see, God loved us so much that he sent his son to die on the cross. And Jesus lived this perfect life and then generously gave it for us. So we can generously give our lives to other people and show them the love that he showed us. But if you're here and you've never given your life to God, I want to give you that opportunity. And I just want to pray real quickly. And there's nothing special about the words I'm going to say. It's the heart behind what you say. God, I just thank you for bringing us here today. I just thank you for giving your son to just generously die for us. Because you didn't have to. But you have a love so great that you couldn't imagine not doing that. And I just today want to stop and let go of control of everything in my life and just fully give it to you. Generously give up all these things that have been weighing me down and say, God, I just need you to take it. I'm just going to drop everything in on you because your way is so much better than mine. Amen.